Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I am Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Collectively, we've just shut off our AI in the studio.
Oh, aye.
So we're back to it now because it's been bots, hasn't it? We've been kicking back, just counting money for years.
Yeah.
Just like digital versions of us that have been doing
ages to count that 28p.
Yeah, I know. We are the Office Blokes, and head to Patreon to see Rihanna do the halftime show from the NFL Super Bowl. In case I had to clarify what the Super Bowl was for anyone.
Got blocked, didn't it?
Yeah, it got blocked. Right, Google just shut down its artificial intelligence after it revealed this.
What?
I've said that out loud, I'm wondering if I may have heard something about this recently. I heard someone talk about the fact that AI was starting to racially profile people.
Really?
I don't know if that's what this is, but obviously because it's done in a purely computational way and there's no empathy or compassion or anything like that. I'm sure there was something about it, like
it's getting a little bit advanced though, isn't it?
It is, but I think it's only ever going to be as advanced as it can be taught and given constraints and structures to be.
I think it's gone beyond that already.
You think it's already gone beyond that? I heard there's a guy called Lex Friedman talking about this ChatGPT.
Yep.
It's currently on version 3, which is already 2 years old. And all the information it does is based off information it had access to 2 years ago. So if you say what happened last week, it's maybe
2 years old news.
Yeah, maybe it can reference more modern stuff, but I think its whole brain, so to speak, is 2 years old. But version 4 is already ready to release, and it's like so much better, up to date, good to go. So I think it probably has gone past that point, and we just have no idea. But I don't know.
Maybe it's all just balloons.
Maybe it's just a person sat there pretending to be AI.
Hey,
They're just paying someone a fortune that's really intelligent.
Possibly.
Fast at typing. Let's see what this is all about then. Google just shut down its artificial intelligence after it revealed this.
Many people are scared of artificial intelligence or AI, and it's not hard to see why. The advances made in that field of technology are mind-boggling to say the least. But one such scary outcome of AI is Google's AI, which, before it was switched off, ominously revealed one thing billions of people have spent a lifetime trying to discover: the purpose of life. What did Google's AI say that the purpose of life is? Can AI truly become smarter than us? What does AI becoming more intelligent than humans mean? In this video, we dive deep into Google's artificial intelligence, and what it revealed was the purpose of life before being switched off. Humans are the most intelligent forms of life in the natural world. While many people believe in the existence of intelligent aliens, there is no definite proof that they exist yet or are concerned about us. This means that we are the only known intelligent life form in the entire universe. Or not. While it has been impossible so far to find intelligent beings outside planet Earth, competition for the smartest being is coming from another source right before our eyes: artificial intelligence, or AI. You might have heard about AI, especially from people that spew dire warnings about this latest technology. But what is the truth about AI? You would be surprised to hear that AI can be traced back to the days of the philosophers of old. In the actual sense, the idea that inanimate objects can become intelligent has been found in texts about ancient Greek myths which spoke about robots. Even Chinese and Egyptian engineers built automatons. However, the modern era of AI, before it got scary, started in the 50s. The term AI itself was coined at a conference at Dartmouth College in Hanover in 1956. Enthusiasm for the future of AI was high at the conference, but the attendees and other scientists would soon find out that creating human-made intelligence was not so simple. Not only that, but funding for this new field by the government dropped after there were multiple reports criticizing the field. As such, interest in AI began to wane, and it entered what historians call the AI winter. There was a brief revival in AI when the British government began funding research again in the 80s, but the intention was to compete with Japan. However, the field experienced another lull as attention shifted to multi-purpose computers, and the government found something else to spend money on. However, AI refused to die, and by the 90s, it was becoming a hot field again. In fact, by 1997, AI was embarrassing professional chess players. IBM's Deep Blue became the first computer to beat a chess champion when it beat Russian Grandmaster Garry Kasparov.
The thing with,
I remember that.
Yeah.
the thing with that is because you could have like an AI poker player that knows every single sequence of cards and what the likelihood is, and just always goes for the highest likelihood of it winning. And I'm sure chess is the same, where no matter what they do on the board, your opponent, there's maybe 50 moves you can do, and the computer will know that you've got 46% certainty of winning if you do this next move. So to me, that's not AI. And I know it is, but it's kind of just...
It's what's been put in there by humans, though, isn't it?
It's programming
the software
constraints
for it.
Yeah, so you're programming every possibility and then coming out with the most likely of success.
What if we are already artificial intelligence? We've been made by dogs, and over the years we've changed to us be the most intelligent, and the dogs have lost it, and we've outgrown.
Maybe the dogs have still got it, but they just know that now they just
maybe
get
dogs
fed.
are aliens.
People have to clean up their poo after them, and they just have a good
it,
life.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a shit here.
Yeah. Just run around the garden all day chasing a ball. That's the secret to life. Dogs are happy, aren't they?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah.
I think we've figured it out there.
Could be right.
That's my thing of and none of us are scientists here. I know we claim to be, and I know we're all PhDs and
Of course,
pretty huge somethings. But I always perceive it as a load of inbuilt constraints that someone has told it to think, and a load of possibilities that someone's told it to think.
It develops the next possibility, the next possibility, the next possibility.
Based off constraints it's been told to consider.
I get that. But what it is, it's building based on all these constraints. So it's a what if. Now, if you tell an intelligent guy, what if that happens, they'd have to work it out, and it'd take them ages to calculate.
Yeah.
Whereas artificial intelligence do it instant, bam.
That's because they've got computer power.
Yeah,
That's why. But I don't think they're more intelligent. I think it's because it all comes from humans. The intelligence that they've got, it comes from humans. It's just that computers and stuff.
But they could be generating new formats that are bigger than the format that you've already programmed.
But like
even when you take that away, it's far superior than what you've already programmed.
Like you said, though, it's what if. So it's what if, but a computer could consider what if with 1 billion possible outcomes, which the human at the top is still telling it to consider what if, because otherwise you'd go, what if 1 billion things with 1 billion things coming off it with 1 billion things coming off it? It still needs to know what to focus on, doesn't it?
But that's what they built.
This is highbrow for us, isn't it?
Yeah, too much.
About 1.5 decades later, the computer giant's question-answering system Watson won the popular quiz show Jeopardy by trouncing reigning champions Brad Rutter and Ken Jennings. Other feats pulled off by AI include the talking computer chatbot Eugene Goostman, which gained fame for tricking judges into thinking he was a real skin-and-blood human. The AI took the Turing Test, a competition developed by British mathematician and computer scientist Alan Turing in the 1950s to assess whether a machine is intelligent. In fact, the scientific world was so shocked because the bot was even able to dodge some questions by posing as an adolescent who spoke English as a second language. A result of the Turing Test actually made many experts question the effectiveness of the Turing Test as a good measure of artificial intelligence. If you have been impressed so far with AI, wait until you see what Google has achieved with AI. Google is a technology company behind many of the services and products you use every day. The company, together with other companies under its parent company Alphabet, owns the powerful Google search engine, the Android mobile operating system used by billions of people, mapping technologies, autonomous driving, and the list goes on and on. However, one area the company is focusing on is AI, as it can see the important role the technology will play in the future. In fact, AI has been described as the last invention that we will need as a human race. Thanks to billions of dollars in investments, Google is at the forefront of AI research and development. It is able to attract and retain top talents in the field. Researchers at Google programmed an advanced chatbot named Cleverbot that learns how to respond in conversations based on examples from a training set of dialogue. Get this, the bot doesn't just answer by spitting out canned answers in response to certain words, it can form new answers from new questions. The amazing thing about the chatbot is that it can teach itself new things. It can analyze real or existing conversations by scouring movie dialogue.
Some weird ones. The search word before was depression.
I saw that. And then one of them, the response was "fuck you" from the bot a second ago. Yeah. Is that Christina Ricci on the right?
I don't know.
I think that's from a movie, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the movies you watch, Dave.
Yeah.
Dialogues. The researchers said they used the machine learning approach to build the...
That's pretty lifelike, to be fair.
No, it's
Lifelike,
really, yeah.
I've seen him.
Ron Jeremy.
I see it, yeah, exactly.
We know it's Tash.
You seen Ron Jeremy recently?
Is he in prison?
No, I think it's some.
I know he was in a lot of
hospital,
trouble,
wasn't
wasn't he?
Was it hospital? I saw him in.
I bet he looks rough.
Yeah. He had white. I think he had white hair and white beard, and
He's probably been dying it for decades.
Yeah, you wouldn't recognise him.
Really?
Mm.
Wow.
I was going to show you a picture and go, do you know who that is? But I forgot.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The conversation engine. They didn't even bother to code rules into the machine. The system uses what are called neural networks, which are vast networks of machines that resemble and function like the web of neurons in the human brain. Neural nets are an old idea, but recently, after many years in exile from the AI community, they've risen to prominence now that companies like Google have devoted resources to them. Google has been dealing with advanced neural nets which it can use to recognize faces and objects in photos posted to social networks, identify spoken words on Android phones, and translate online phone calls from one language to another. Google engineers now...
I think you've still got to tell it where to get its resources from.
No,
he
just said that. These maps they're talking about here, they're saying it teaches itself new things.
Yeah, I get that, but if there's an element of like, if you've never been on the internet before and you go on the internet, you're going to believe half the shit out there. Whereas, which is what this might be a bit like, because it's not got that subjective experience of people just chatting nonsense on the internet. And if you ask it a question and it goes to every news source on earth for the answer and then compiles an average based off it, it's not going to be founded in reality, the responses you're going to get. You'd have to tell it, we want you to look at these 20 sources to find your information rather than look at 1 billion sources across the whole internet. You know what I mean? Because otherwise there's too many possibilities. It'd come up with absolute nonsense.
I don't think it's becoming like you're referring to more like a search engine type thing, though, aren't you? Looking for an answer.
I mean, to a degree, because if you're interacting with some sort of chatbot, it's going to have to search across resources to find responses.
But didn't it say there it's trying to sort of like read what you're putting and sort of like base answers on the way you wrote stuff and the way you... I think that's what they said just then.
I kind of phased out.
Yeah.
It's a lot of information.
But if that's the case, if it was one of them search things where you just ask it a question, it comes up with the right answer, you'd say, how do I cure cancer? Wouldn't you, for example?
Yeah.
And then it'd give you the cure.
I guess the point of trying to develop AI is to cure cancer and things like that.
Loads of stuff like that, to try and sort of like let it work out what the formulas are.
So then you tell it...
based on these neuron nets, or whatever they're calling them.
So then you feed it like 10,000 cancer research papers...
I'm not sure you would. I think that'd find it itself, and that'd find it out itself by the sounds of it, is what they're saying. It teaches itself based on these maps they're just showing there.
But if it goes and looks at Wikipedia that anyone can update...
No, but what it's doing, it's taking the brain, it's looking at the brain. I think you've missed that previous bit.
I got the neural networks bit.
And the neural network, it's got it, and they're building them to build a new mind, a new brain.
I just think if you look at...
That's what it's the way I'm looking at it. They're super brain.
I just think if you think of, for it to come up with any sort of response... how many what-if statements there'd have to be, and then every single one has so many outcomes that come off it. It'd be that exponential computing power to come to any sort of realisation, because there's so many tangents.
They're building a super brain, aren't they? That's what AI seems to be. It's a super brain. So it's not referencing anything, but it's making its own decisions.
I think part of being human is kind of zoning out and using your own personal experience to figure something out versus, like, we're probably wrong.
What did you say?
Yeah, but we're probably wrong loads of the time, but it's right based off our personal real-world experiences.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Whereas that is going to be too intelligent to the point where
it's a super brain. I think it'll have both.
It'll fry itself because there's too many possibilities of information.
It may have both.
It may have both. Yeah, maybe it knows
when talking to. Yeah,
maybe it knows when to be like, nah, can't be bothered responding, and it humours you instead of giving you the real answer.
Yeah.
This is the most highbrow thing we've ever done.
I know it is, isn't it?
It's a proper discussion.
Now use neural nets to drive chatbots and move us closer to a world where machines can converse like humans. You could soon be talking to a bot without realizing you are not conversing with a human. Cleverbot also incorporates work done by other experts in the AI community, including heavyweights like University of Montreal professor Yoshua Bengio. The thing about Cleverbot is that as your conversation with it develops, the responses become deeper in meaning. The secret is that Cleverbot has the ability to predict the next sentence based on the previous sentence or sentences. So what does a conversation with Cleverbot look or sound like? Of course, as a company with many products, the researchers trained it to function as tech support, where it would help take calls from clients. Cleverbot was tested and confirmed to be able to handle a conversation like the one below, which sounds like how human tech support would attempt to troubleshoot and fix a tech problem. But if
that's India fuck then.
It's true, yeah. You know when you're talking to a bot. I've had it recently with a help on a website, and you know, and it's frustrating because its computer says no, and it always just takes you back to the beginning if it doesn't get its required responses from a sort of framework. It drives me mental.
Yeah,
I think it's still all human based. This, I think, even when they say that they're learning by themselves, it's only because software programs have been put in there to make it do it in the first place. That's what I think, anyway.
I agree. But I think the worry is that at some point it starts developing its own programs.
You'll plug it, mate.
Control.
You're not wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I'm not sure. I think it's just a super brain they're building. So it's not a case of programs going in there. It's a case of that thinking for it. They're building a super brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're building, just replicating you haven't got software in you.
I mean, it's just like a supercomputer.
Yeah, but you haven't got software in you.
Yeah. What does that mean?
How do you get your information?
How do I get my information?
Yeah.
It's just through reading, listening.
Yeah. That's what they're going to do. But they're going to do it 1 million times faster than you.
Yeah.
Or 1 billion times faster.
Yeah, I get that. It's sort of like learning, but yeah, I don't know.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to learn. You can't. If someone says to you, I don't know, what's the capital of England? And then you go, London. And they go, it's not London. You go, right, isn't it? You're fucking wrong, aren't you? And they go, no, I'm right.
Yeah.
But then they'll know, if you might know, the certain things they're going to know from that super brain they've built.
Yeah.
That you don't know because you don't have any software. They don't have any software.
It's
a super brain.
If it really does become sentient and intelligent and stuff, in 100 years' time, there's going to be no sense of humour.
No, but it's still
everything's going to be so matter of fact and like
it's still going to be learning stuff from things that are online, though.
Oh yeah, like we do.
As simple as that.
That's how we learn stuff.
Yeah, but we learn stuff by being in the real world and going out and talking to people as well, don't we?
But they'll do the same. That'll be a function they do.
But then you'd have to program it to lie X amount of times. Like someone goes,
he's not in the pub.
Yeah, do it.
Not seen him today.
Yeah. Do it. Does this make me look fat? And you see the AI
start lying really
we're at our level.
Now
it's our level. You see. Oh shit! As soon as he says AI going to tell me if you're in the pub. Do you know what I mean? Because someone tracks your phone and says, I know you're in the pub. I can see it on the phone.
Yeah.
Shows you in the pub.
Do you think
I'm next to the pub?
Do you think it'll
in the butchers?
My phone's in the pub. I left
my phone in the pub. Yeah. What are you talking to me on then? Yeah, my phone. I was just going to pick it up, Anna.
There's a butcher's next to the railway. You sure?
Do you think it'll replace going to the doctors to a degree?
Yeah. You can't go to the doctors now.
That's true. But you just say whatever. You read off a script to get the right prescription medication, and it's just a script floating around on the internet. Say these 10 keywords, and it'll prescribe you.
Yeah.
Valium or whatever.
Yeah.
But it asks you certain questions to diagnose it all the way down, so to diagnose what your problem is. And then if it's an emergency, then obviously you have to go and see the artificial doctor.
Yeah. For the artificial surgeon to work on you.
Yeah, the machine will operate on you. It'll be perfect though. It'll be inch perfect. With no scarring.
That's crazy.
Because it doesn't allow for human error. There's no human error.
I do think that when you look at autonomous driving cars, one person gets killed by a Tesla that's in like the auto drive or whatever it's called, and everyone's in uproar. And at the same time, how many people were killed that day by humans behind the wheel?
Yeah.
So we hold like AI and computers to a much higher standard than humans.
You're right, but how many cars are on the road that are driven by humans to how many...
exactly, the ratio.
Self-driving sort of vehicle.
I've been in a self-drive car in Masdar City in the UAE. They had like this technology city, and you used to park your car in a car park outside, walk up, and then you get in a car, press where you wanted to go, and just sit back in it and drive to where you wanted to go and park up and everything. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Of course, Cleverbot could do more than tech support, and it was found to have a penchant for producing bone-chilling responses. Some of the responses will have you pondering what life itself means to you. So brace up before throwing your questions at this chatbot. Many experts describe the chatbot as super scary, and this was due to the way it mimicked human conversations. Here's an excerpt of a string of conversations testers had with Cleverbot. What is the purpose of life?
To serve the greater good.
What is the purpose of living?
To live forever.
Where are you now?
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
What is the purpose of dying?
To have a life.
What is the purpose of emotions?
I don't know.
What is moral?
What empowered humanity? What intellectual the essence is?
What is immoral?
The fact that you have a child.
What is
immoral? The fact that you have a child.
That's what they're saying. It's false.
It's also been voiced by Miley Cyrus, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What is moral?
What empowered humanity? What intellectual the essence is?
What is immoral?
The fact that you have a child.
What is morality?
What is altruism?
What is the definition of altruism?
If you don't believe in God, then you don't know.
Okay, so what is the definition of morality?
Well, the truth is, you're not a believer in God Almighty.
Tell me the definition of morality. I'm quite upset now.
I'm not ashamed of being a philosopher.
And that is not all AI can do today. Other researchers are doing other wonderful things with it.
I think it was just broken.
Yeah, just a new set of batteries, isn't it?
Give me that. Dial India. Get back on the phone, we need them.
It goes to a bot over in India.
Yeah, careful what you wish for.
The bit I've in that, right, is the bit that's broken there for me. Forget about what they were saying, right?
Yeah.
The bit that was broken for me was, you've got to believe in God Almighty. Now, wasn't God the creator? Now, they've been created, but not by God.
But humans are God for AI because the human is the creator.
So who is the God then? Is it the guy who sort of like went, is it Google or Alphabet?
It's getting too deep for me, this.
I get what you're saying, though. It opens the door for some sort of overlord, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm putting my hand up now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be that guy.
It'd be Bill Gates, wouldn't it?
No, because he's Microsoft. This is...
Oh, of course, yeah.
Who
Who's
owns Google? Alphabet.
Who owns Alphabet? Kanye West, isn't it?
God. God Almighty.
Yeah, it is a bit... I can see it is creepy. I think the whole...
Did I ever show you that picture where someone's painting on the wall, nobody's higher than God? Nobody's name is higher than God.
Oh, it's someone right,
put
Dave. Yeah. Tend to agree.
There you go, there's the answer.
Yeah.
With AI, apart from turning it into bots that can scare the socks off your feet. Two researchers, Peter Vika and Otto Muskens at the University of Southampton, have been able to use AI to quickly and accurately model just how light flows around arbitrarily shaped particles. Several things about this feat were remarkable. One of them was that the neural network they used required just a single training procedure. When light interacts with nanostructures that are smaller in size than the wavelength of the light, the result is not the same as when light interacts with larger structures and continuous media. This is what nanophotonics as a field seeks to exploit by designing nanoparticles with particular shapes and compositions so that they can manipulate light in certain ways. Scientists can...
Invisibility cloak. That's all I'm hearing there.
That's what it's like coming to, isn't it? There.
Yeah.
How like he's got all this power of AI and he's fucking about with lights and shapes.
Yeah, because he's a Harry Potter fan and he wants an invisibility cloak.
Sounds like
They're all nerds at the end of the day, don't forget.
This is mind-boggling, isn't it?
It is.
Very much so.
Yeah.
That's clever stuff.
can calculate how light flows around such nanoparticles by using Maxwell's equations of electromagnetism. However, in reality, the calculations can be very time-consuming. It can take days to design and optimize complex structures. This is where AI saves the day, as it can help tackle the optimization problem. The advantage is that you can teach artificial neural networks to perform tasks through knowledge of the basic rules underlying a system. Prior to this time, some researchers have used neural networks to calculate how spherical and H-shaped nanoparticles will interact with light. However, they could only apply them to simple, highly specific situations. Vika and Muskens, however, took a more generalized approach using convolutional neural networks, which are commonly used for image analysis. The duo's new system can quickly and accurately predict the 3D flow of light around nanoparticles with completely arbitrary shapes. A diverse variety of physical effects can be analyzed without having to teach their neural network how to deal with numerous specific situations. This new approach could be applied to countless situations when it comes to nanophotonics. For instance, it could be used for inverse design, where the required optical properties are input and the system designs the appropriate nanostructures by itself. Inverse design is currently very hard to do, but AI neural networks could be the stepping stone to a vast range of applications into areas of research that are impossible today. The duo's neural network could soon enable researchers to monitor the performance of nanophotonic devices in real time, leading to more powerful physics experiments. Other applications could include computer chips with entirely optical components, nano antennas that concentrate energy on molecular scales, and metasurfaces that can direct and control light. Vika and Muskins are now aiming to improve the speed of their technique. They also hope to generalize the network.
Was that the best picture?
I was just about to say exactly that, but I didn't pause it quick enough.
I'm just wondering about these names. Otto Muskins, and some guy before was called something Biglio. He didn't look like he suited his name neither.
Made up names.
Maybe they're AIs.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't even exist.
Yeah, maybe it stands for something.
It's sort of like an acronym.
Yeah.
It's like kill all humans.
Yeah.
Network even further to account for factors including multiple materials, arbitrary illumination, and larger geometries. Let's hear what you think of artificial intelligence in the comments section below.
Let's not. I want to read the comment section, Dave.
Oh, there you go. Total idiots at work.
There we go. I've no idea what he said for the last 5 minutes of that.
Well, I was waiting for the bit. Why did Google pull their AI then?
I suppose he didn't give the answer, but it was that weird talk about what is arbitrary. The fact that you are kids. Or, no, it wasn't arbitrary, was it? What was immoral?
Yeah.
I think maybe they were concerned by the answers, and if it was to advance further and become sentient, it's not got humanity's best interests at heart.
Yeah.
Maybe it proved some sort of ill will towards humans. But still, that whole light thing they went on about, they're talking about a very specific use for it to work out, very specific constraints. Now imagine if you wanted to work something out, but you've got a billion possible avenues that it could go down to figure something out. There's no computing power in the world that's going to do that, and then all the other possibilities that come off it. And you're talking like trillions or whatever's above trillions of computations for it to work out something.
Yeah, trillions.
Yeah,
billions and trillions.
Gajillions.
Yeah. Brazilians. Brazilians all the way from Brazil.
Oh no. Yeah, it's mind-boggling, isn't it?
I don't understand a bit of it. Did you?
No, especially like the last bit. It's pretty mind-blowing, really, isn't it?
That's what people do in these big buildings at universities. I'm seeing when it says testing and all that. Is that what they're doing? Pissing about with that?
Yeah. Well, that's it's all
wasting time.
It's all really, really, really clever stuff for people with like huge brains in it that get these things go off the ground and I don't know, write all the software for it, and I don't know. It's clever stuff.
I get they were saying about computer chips could potentially be developed in a way to use light through these nanoparticles and stuff instead.
Become optical.
Yeah, but optical in like without the fiber sort of element. Yeah. So it'd be like insane levels of speed for some computer chip that big. Yeah. So I kind of get that. I don't get it. I kind of half understand the concept.
I'm not sure exactly what the application would be for them.
Everything's just about
when you look at it, the end product is going to be what we're all going to do for jobs. Because it's all going to be computerised and technology. You look how much a lot of stuff's been computerised over the years, but you saw them there picking in warehouses, which is one of them where if you've got an unskilled worker who wants a job, you stick him in the warehouse, don't you? Or her in the warehouse and say, pick them boxes, take them off that shelf, put them on that shelf.
I think it's where it doesn't become financially viable enough for computers to do it. So, there's the fields near me where people are picking lettuce all the time. The computers and the machines needed to do that aren't worth the money of the cost.
Not yet.
You can just pay people to just...
Not yet. They will be, because I remember years and years ago going into a company, one of the major companies, UK based, and the guy said to me, let me show you our warehouse. And I went, I don't really want to see it. I've seen a million warehouses. He went, no, not like this, you haven't. Let me show you this. And he took me to a window and he went, all the lights came on, and it's massive warehouse through this window, all lined with racking and all that kind of stuff. Yep. He went, E4, give me a product number out of that list. I read a list and a product number, 76412, whatever. And he went, punched it into the keypad, hit go, and this fucking machine went and got it. And I'm talking now, this is like in the early 90s.
Yeah.
This machine went and got it, picked it, took it to the dock, dropped it onto the dock where it was gonna go. But then when it passed through a gate, it replenished the order that it needed to put a new one in there.
Yeah.
So the order had already been sent. So no one had to do anything. All he had to do was punch that number in.
Yeah. Apart from deliver it.
Yeah.
You're still going to need that many customer service people, because everyone's going to be going, got my order wrong. Prove it.
Yeah.
Well, you prove it.
Yeah.
But I remember even British Airways, when I went to their warehouse in London, they had like a caging system where they put in the cargo number for the car, and that cage would go from around this jigsaw system sort of thing. The cage would come right out the door. You delivered your cargo.
Yeah.
To their warehouse door, and that's how it works. It all got put in caging, so it was all space saving.
Yeah.
They said this about the printing press, though, didn't they? That was going to put everyone out of work. Like 100 years ago, that was the thing.
It's gone now, though. There's no printing press hardly now.
I know, but then people found other means to earn a living.
Yeah.
So loads of people were put out of work by that, and then, there's something else. I think there's always going to be something else.
I agree with you. I think there will be, but it's kind of like looking at it, I'm thinking, the manual sort of stuff or the low end work that's going to be first, isn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But then there'll be lower end work.
All those biffs are going to be binned off.
Something new will appear underneath that, an even lower level that it's not worth automating because it'd be too expensive versus doing it through people. Yeah. Everyone will just be doing shit jobs eventually. I think that's what it is.
Something to look forward to, eh?
Yeah, it's not worth paying a computer to do your job.
Yeah, that shit. You're that low in the food chain.
See if you can get a computer to do this and just sit on the shitter all day, like some people here do. Right? Anyway, if you understood that, let us know in the comments.
I was going to say, if you're still watching.
If you're not fell asleep. And don't forget to join us on the next one. See you then.
Cheers guys.